Hi, my name is Michelle Barres. I'm with Keller Williams, and I'm here with Vinnie at VA Academy Soul Fighters Wylie. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. All right. And he's kind of located back, if you go down 544 and see the Burger King, he's back down that street. So you're kind of off the main strip for people to see you.
Yeah, it's actually right behind the main street, right behind the post office.
That's
like,
better way.
it's more industrial area, but it's still right by the main street. So just gonna turn left and you're pretty much right here.
Okay. And how long you been in this location?
We've been here since last year. I started the renovations, I would say, like by the second half of last year. But we've been open since January, I would say.
Okay. Okay, and having two boys of my own, looking into things like martial arts, it's not so much exactly where you're located, but who's going to be instructing them. So why don't you tell me something about yourself? What's your background?
I've been training jiu-jitsu since I was 14, 15 years old. I can even remember how my life was before training because I started at such a young age. And I'm 31 years old now. And I started training in Brazil. First came here in 2000. First came to the States in 2007 when I was a purple belt. And I've been around and competing everywhere. And after a few years, I came to Boston first. And then after a few years, I ended up in here. And I had the opportunity to open my academy now that I've passed 30s. I'm 31 right now, and I think everything that Jiu-Jitsu has given to me during this entire time, I think it's time for me to start helping people and teaching what I've been taught this entire time. I'm still competing a lot, and I'm still going to pretty much every tournament. But I think it's time for me to share what I know, and by sharing, you learn a lot too. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, and so what do you call the different belts? How far up are you?
I'm a black belt, first degree. I'm getting my second degree this year, and I've been a black belt for 6 years now.
So that's a long time.
Yeah. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is different than any other martial arts because the other martial arts, you're gonna see kids being a black belt when you're 12 years old.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing. You're not even a adult, and you're still you're not even mature yet. So being a black belt is not just being a black belt on the mat. Being a black belt, especially in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you get your black belt, and you're a black belt in life too. Everything that I do outside of the mats, everything that I do in my life, everything is based on everything that I've been taught in Jiu-Jitsu. So Jiu-Jitsu is like my lifestyle.
So explain the difference between what makes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu different than if somebody just wanted to take karate lessons or...
Say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is something that you're never going to stop learning. It's different than just mimicking or copying some moves that someone is doing. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is for everybody. You can be tall, you can be short, you can be heavy, you can be skinny, you can be a woman, kid. It works for everybody. It's something that adapts for everybody. There's not a way that I'm going to show you a technique or show you something that's happening during a match or doing training class that you need to stick to that way. I'm short and heavy. Sometimes I'm heavy depending if I'm cutting weight or not, but I'm not going to have you doing the same thing that I do because my body works different than yours. You have the basic, but you can adapt to yourself and create your own style. That's the difference. Not just standing there and throwing punches and kicks or copying something that someone is doing. It's something that you never stop learning. You're always evolving, and the sport is always evolving. If you compare Jiu-Jitsu nowadays, 2019, if you compare how the sport is right now, the same way that the sport was 17 years ago and I started training is completely different. Completely. It's totally different than the way that it was before. So, and if you're active and you're competing and you're training, that's the difference. That's the difference on our association because our professors and everybody that's on the team is an active competitor, and we're always competing, always studying, and always evolving together with the sport. That's why we offer it.
So if somebody started doing Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 10 years ago and got out of it and wanted to come back, don't expect to get into doing what you were doing before.
No, not at all.
Okay, and I'm sure they know that,
yes,
but...
The basics are always the basics. You're always going to have your basics as your backup because the basics is the root for everything, is the foundation of everything. You can't start doing something that is high level without having a good foundation. You might be able to mimic and copy and be able to do those techniques, but will they actually work on a actual situation where you need them? If you don't have the basics, you're not going to be able to do them. The basics always going to be there. But if you have been away from the sport for 10 years and you try to get back now in the scenario competing, it's going to be really, really hard.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so tell me what this affiliation is.
So we're part of Soul Fighters. We are one of the strongest and biggest teams in the world. Our foundation here and our base in Dallas is really strong. We have Rafael Formiga here. We have João Gabriel Rocha, which they're two of the most important competitors in the team and in the world. Formiga is the #1 Masters. He's five-time world champion, 7-time Pan American champion. João is one of the most accomplished competitors in the black belt adult level. He has been to many ADCCs, many world finals. I'm 2 times Pan American medalist. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 17 years. I have a MMA record of 3-1, and I've competed many times all over the States and in Brazil. So I think having people that compete and people that can teach you and lead you by example is easier than just going somewhere that you don't know what the person's background is. Sometimes the person claims to be training under someone, but what have they accomplished on their own? So we try to lead by example. We try to be in front of the battle, not show people there. Like, not everybody's going to be a competitor, but I think relying on having someone that is a competitor and he tries to be an example to their students is something that is really good for you to have in a BJJ school.
Keeps you motivated.
Yes, keeps you motivated. Like, it's someone for you to look after.
Right. Okay. All right. Now I'm sure there's 100 questions somebody could ask you. So I'm going to let them ask you directly. So at the end of the video, I will post all the information, website, phone number, anything like that. And can somebody just walk in and take a look and see what you're doing in class?
Yes, for sure. Like, our classes are open to everybody to come and take a tour of our facility. We're still under renovations. There's a lot of things to get done still. But we're pretty much ready to have classes. The classes are going on. We're finishing our strength and conditioning area. We have a big lounge that people can come and watch TV and just relax for a bit and watch our classes, so everybody's welcome to come and see us.
Okay, perfect. All right, so if you have any questions, give them a call. Again, phone number will be at the end. And Vinnie, it was great meeting you.
Thank you.
You taught me a lot.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.